It's time to see what Hobbii yarn has to offer. Hey yarny peeps, my name's Sarah, aka Crochet, and today I have a Hobbii yarn haul. Yes, I have bought a few yarns from Hobbii and I am going to see just what they are like. I have been in search of the best substitute for the Lion brand Feels Like Bliss yarn because although we can get it here in the UK, the shipping is mega expensive. And although I didn't find a substitute in today's haul, I have found some yarns that I think will still work up to make an unusual amigurumi. And because I know a lot of you out there hate it when we do yarn hauls and we say, oh, what should I make with this yarn? I have no idea. I actually do have a few ideas, so stay tuned for those. Before we crack on with our haul, I would be really grateful if you could chuck a like on this video. And if you're not already, chuck a subscribe on as well. It helps me out a lot and it's completely free. We are your home of yarny content, all the stuff crochet, and of course cute amigurumi as well. So let's open this bad boy and see exactly what I got from Hobbii yarn. So I've swatched the yarns for you guys as well, just so that you can see what they work up like. Now normally I do a little square swatch, but because I'm going to be using them for amigurumi, I've just done a little ball amigurumi shape so that you can see exactly what they'll work up like in an amigurumi shape, because it's a little bit different to a square swatch and you can see how the fabric works up when you shove some stuff in and things inside it as well. The first ball that I have ordered 2 of, and of course there is going to be a lot of pink in this video. You can't deny that we're all about the pink and the colour over here, so there's going to be a lot of pink, so I'm eternally sorry for those people that don't love pink, but I do, and I just had to buy a lot of it in pink. So the first yarn we have is the Baby Snuggle. Now this is a chenille yarn from Hobbii, and I will show you the back of the label as well, and if you want to you can scan their little QR code for information. 6mm knitting needle, 7mm crochet hook, and it's 100% polyester. I bought 2 of these, one in this really nice purple colour and of course one in this really nice light pink colour. I hope that's showing up on the screen. It's just a very light pink. I have to say, I'm not sure if it's the colorways or, you know, I just feel like the pink one is a little bit softer than the purple one. Whether it's something to do with the dye, I don't know. One thing that I don't know about any of the Hobbii yarns is if they are good for making plushes in the UK, if they have the certificates for them for UKCA testing. But these are the 2 colours that I picked out, and I can see them working really well together as well. I love how soft the chenille yarn is, and it's an alternative as well to other chenille yarns that are on the market. Like I say, I have done a few samples to work them up with. Alrighty, so our Baby Snuggle sample is right here, and as you can see it's just pretty much like any other chenille yarn really. Nice little sample, works up really nicely. Again, like any other chenille yarn in the fact that sometimes a little bit of fluff comes off. Wasn't particularly difficult, does snap quite easily though. When I was sewing, you can see when I was sewing in that end it just snapped off, and because it was a sample I was kind of like it's fine, but will snap quite easily, so one to be wary of. But a nice all-round yarn, really nice and soft, and one that I would definitely buy again to make some more projects in the future. The next yarn that I ordered from Hobbii is one that I am super excited to work with, and it is this Peacock yarn. Now, as you can see, this is a whole world of fluff. It's super soft, it feels amazing. It's 100% polyester, and I'll see if we can get that in frame. 6mm needle, 7mm crochet hoop. And again, there's a QR code that you can scan if you want to learn a little bit more about this Peacock yarn. It's just so soft. Now, I've never worked with this type of yarn before, and when I was doing the sample for it, it was a little bit tricky to start with, but then as I got my flow, it became a little bit easier. One thing I did note when doing the sample is that it looks better inside out. So I'll show you guys a sample so that you can make that judgment for yourself. So our Peacock yarn sample is this just extra little fluffy ball. This feels amazing as well. There is no denying that I will be using this yarn in future projects. It's absolutely amazing. It's so soft, fluffy. This is inside out. Now the inside out version was fluffier than the right way. So what I did was I made it up the right way, turned it inside out just to see, because I have noticed that some fluffy yarns are like that. So I turned it inside out just to see what it was like, and it was actually fluffier inside out. So I decided to go with it inside out. Because you can't see the stitches, it doesn't matter. I just wanted that fluffy aesthetic. I absolutely love this yarn. You can see it making some really cute things. I am currently designing a cat for an upcoming YouTube video, and I might see if it works up really nicely in this yarn. I'm just at prototype stage, but when I get the design down, this beauty might be what it comes out with. Now, interestingly, looking at the Feels Like Bliss yarns, this sample might be sort of the one that I go for. It's not quite the same, but I think it's going to be the closest that I get. Definitely a yarn that I will buy again. I just wish they did a few more colours in this one. One thing I will say that I should have said at the beginning, but I'm a forgetful bean. What I'm going to do is put all of the prices and things on the screen next to me as I hold the yarn up, so you can see exactly how much they are. A couple of these yarns are a little bit more expensive than I would have paid for them, and a couple of them I got on sale. Ones like the Peacock, for instance, I think we're talking about in the £5 range, but then looking online, that is kind of what these types of yarns retail for. All the other chenille yarns were on par, apart from our next one. So our next yarn I am super excited about. I have an idea for this one. I am actually going to make a bunny out of the Honey Bunny yarn. And this is the Honey Bunny Candy. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, we have sort of colours running through. This is a chenille yarn. And this is the label, because it's the chenille yarn with the colours running through it as well. And we have on there our 6mm needle, 7mm crochet hook, and again the QR code that you can scan if you want to learn a little bit more about this. 85% polyester and 15% polyamide. I adore this yarn. I adore the sample, which I'll show you guys in a little minute, and I know exactly what I'm going to make with it, but it's on the costly side. I'm pretty sure that this is retailing on Hobbii's website for around £7 a ball. I got it on sale because I just feel like that's quite steep for a chenille yarn. Don't know again if any of these yarns have got the UKCA requirements for them, but if you're making plushes with this to sell, it's going to bump your price up because it's an expensive chenille yarn. Am I sure it's worth the price? I don't know, but I love it. So would I buy it again? Probably. We'll see what our bunny works up like. If you want to see that, chuck a subscribe on, because I will be popping it up when designed in future shorts. So let's have a look at the sample of our Honey Bunny yarn. This, I have to say, is one of my favourite yarns that I bought. The sample is right here. Hopefully is it going to pick it up? That's it. Because it's a small sample, you can't really see the amount of colours that it's giving you that well, but I adore it. It works up just like any other chenille yarn. This one didn't snap when I sewed the ends in, which is good. The part that did snap was the bit that the colour's on, so it's two yarns threaded together. The coloured part did snap, but the chenille bit itself didn't. The only thing that I would say about this is because the colours are bumps, you can see here, because those colours are little bumps in the chenille yarn, when you're fastening off and pushing it through to sew things on, it's a little bit trickier, but that wouldn't discourage me from buying it at all. I absolutely adore it. The only thing that would discourage me is the price. Now, my next yarn that I purchased was in my grave attempt to find a yarn that is similar to the Feels Like Bliss from Lion Brand. This isn't quite what I wanted, but I can still see it making a cool amigurumi. However, I haven't swatched this one because I got down to swatching all of them and it's so thin that I just know I need to sit down and try and work this up and have some patience with it. So this is Hobbii's Diablo, and it looks like this, and it is a acrylic mohair polyamide blend, and you can see there that it says a 4.5 knitting needle and a 5.5 hook, and I guess that is for not amigurumi. Basically that's going to be for your wearables. Now I love it. It's super fluffy. I got two colours. I got this sort of tealy colour and then a grey blue colour, and you can see the mix of them together. It's going to look amazing. I think I'm probably going to work two strands together because the strands are so thin. I don't think we'll get them. Maybe we will. So the strands are super thin. So I'm probably going to work up two strands together. That said, I haven't done a sample for these. I just didn't have the patience, pretty much. I'm just going to be truthful. I didn't have the patience, but I will, because I am really interested in what different yarns are going to make amigurumis look like now. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I turned Hobbii Crafts Disco Daydream into this cute butterfly, and I just was really interested to see what that Disco Daydream looked like on a plushie, and actually it looks really soft and fluffy. So then that paved the way for me to be like, right, we need to get some other interesting yarns and see what exactly they're going to look like. These will be making something. I am thinking a sea creature of some sort, and I'm thinking a little sea turtle, but it's going to be on the miniature side. Let me know in the comments what you would make with them if you are making an amigurumi. I know it's designed for wearables, but we're going to push this yarn outside of its box a little bit. And finally, although I don't think you're ready for this in all its glory, we have Hobbii's Cloudy Delight. Are you ready? Because this is just amazing yarn. I absolutely love it. And it looks like this. Oh my goodness. When I saw this yarn, this was another one where I was like, maybe that could be a Feels Like Bliss substitute. It is, there we go, 80% acrylic and 20% polyamide, 6mm hook or a 7mm crochet, 6mm needle, sorry, or a 7mm crochet hook. Look at this. Look at this beauty. So soft, so rainbowy. I have made a sample up with this. It wasn't as difficult to work with as I thought it was going to be. I can sort of show you like how thick that strand is. Not as thin as the Diablo, equally not as thick as the Chenille. It wasn't as difficult as I thought. So let's see the sample and let's see what you think of it. Again, this is another one of those where it looked better turned inside out. Our Cloudy Delight sample. Now this one, I just got the pink colour because you know it's self-striping, but I just got the pink colour to come through. Again, this is the inside out version. So first thing I've noticed is I should use a smaller hook, which is fine. There's only a few little holes, that one there in particular. But it actually makes a really soft ball, which I was surprised at. I didn't really know what this was going to be sort of for an amigurumi, but I'm definitely really excited to try and make an amigurumi with this one. Now, at the beginning, I said I had a pattern in mind for most of the yarns. For this one, I did, and then I realised the self-striping is quite long. I was going to make a rainbow with it, but I don't think it'll quite work out or I'll have to cut the yarn into the separate colours. So now I'm sort of thinking, well, what else could I make with it instead? The only other thing that I thought is maybe a dinosaur would work well in this yarn. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think a dinosaur would work well in this yarn? It'd be a real fluffy dino based on the sample here. But I'm super excited to use this yarn for an amigurumi. And that, my yarny peeps, is everything that I bought from Hobbii. Let me know in the comments which yarn was your favourite. I am still set on this honey bunny yarn being my favourite. I have to say though, I also adore the Cloudy Delight. Whether that's just because of the colours or the actual yarn itself, who knows? Let's see how it works up and what amigurumi we make. Please chuck a like and subscribe on this video. It helps me out a lot. It's completely free and you will get all the yarny and crochet content straight to your YouTube homepage. Let me know what other companies you would like to see me buy from. Pop them in the comments below. As always, new videos go up on a Sunday and a Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.